that true? Donald Trump and you were friends?
Donald Trump, his father Fred, was is a terrific man, and so is Donald. I don't know, he's getting into there's a lot of press, by the way. Boy, and his book. My God, there's more books in those stores. You can't walk in. You fall over Donald Trump books. I wish Brucie books were like that. Donald and his friend used to have coffee. They owned I lived in a building over on Ocean Parkway, and that was one of his first buildings there. And Donald was a young guy.
You lived in a Trump building?
Yeah, it was a Trump building. But I didn't know, they were just nice guys. And Donald used to come up all the time, and his father, Freddie, and they used to come up, and they used to have coffee and hot chocolate, and used to just shoot the breeze. They were a lot of fun.
Did he try to rename your apartment Trump apartment or anything? Did he?
No, I think it was Brucie Trump or something. I don't know what they call it.
But, so do you still talk to him?
Now, you know, I spoke to Fred. Somebody from Fred Trump's office called me recently. Somebody from... What does Dale have?
I couldn't find the tape.
There's the shorts.
We didn't have the tape, so we had brief showers. He just threw a brief at me. It says "Bah Humbug" on it.
Dale just brought in the
what's really sad is that these are Dale's actual briefs. That's what's really sad about this.
Well, Dan, you know what Dan was here, Dale. He'd take a look, make sure they were clean before he touched them. That thing was... but anyway, the Trumps used to come along, and they were, terrific. Terrific. And all of a sudden, Donald, just becomes the richest, one of the most powerful men on the earth, probably in the universe. Amazing. I just hope he doesn't start wearing Darth Vader clothing. Then we're really in trouble.
WNBC.
Hi, Cousin Brucie?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Dick from calling you a long distance from Rhode Island.
Hi, Dick. How are you? We're in Rhode Island.
In Providence area.
Didn't you have any listeners in New York, Brucie?
That's what's so nice about this kind of station. You reach all over the world.
That's right.
I cannot believe I'm talking to Cousin Brucie.
Well, that's right. Hey, listen, do you listen to my Cruising America show in Providence? It's on there, you know.
We do, but when I'm 42 now, but when we were 14, 15, and 16, we used to turn into W77.
Right.
WABC, and that's
I don't know where that is.
We used to cruise around and listen to you. And the first time I heard the Frankie Valli jingle, it brought back such memories. I haven't heard that jingle in so long. And of all the 60s groups, they were my favorite #1 group.
Well, I always credited them with helping to save our American music charts from the disastrous invasion of the British. They were one of the few. Them and that group and the Beach Boys, maybe one or two others.
Right.
But they are really great.
I think the Seasons were considered the East Coast group and the Beach Boys the West Coast group.
That's right.
Well, it was the Beach Boys versus the Four Seasons, and being from the East Coast, the Four Seasons had it all over the Beach Boys.
Oh, I think so. I think the sound, if you listen to all their hits, not just one or two, but they just had that consistent sound and different sound, and not only Frankie's falsetto, but just the beat. And, I still follow them around Atlantic City or wherever they're going to be. I'm usually there.
All right. They're really unique. They're a good group.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice
WNBC.
Providence. That's great.
Hi.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Bruce Morrow, please.
Speaking. Who am I talking to?
Wolfman Jack.
Hello there. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from my car coming home from work.
Terrific. You have a cellular phone?
Yeah.
There's a payphone in his car.
What do you do? What is your occupation?
I'm a construction superintendent.
And do you find, obviously, this little office on wheels is very helpful to your occupation, huh?
There you go. Yeah, the reason why I was calling, I was just, talking about old radio. I sent for and I still have an original Murray Decay submarine race watcher's card. I was just wondering if you think there's any value to it.
Well, sure, absolutely. Did you hear me speak about Murray before? I wrote quite a bit about him in my new book.
No, I didn't.
Well, I'm sorry you missed that. However, professionally, as I said, Murray was a very unique guy. Yes, there's absolute value in the thing. There are people, by the way, that collect radio premiums. One fellow named is Dale.
Dale Parsons. Call Dale Parsons up.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
He's already got one.
Is there Bruce Obilia?
Yeah, sure. When NBC brought Wolfman Jack in to knock me on my tail when I was at WABC. This station brought him in. They issued these little paperweight Bud Sarah's tombstones. They're worth about $40 or $50 today. They really
somewhere in this building, there must be one of those paperweight tombstones.
I think there's a real one somewhere in this building. They're waiting.
There's a paperweight tombstone directed toward Wolfman Jack?
No, it was directed towards me. It said,
directed toward you.
Yeah, Cousin Bruce's days are numbered. Wolfman Jack's on the prowl. And that's when they brought him in. He lasted 8 weeks against me that time.
I see.
And very talented guy, but not a New York guy. See, this is a very unique... The Northeast is so unique.
Well, that's why your old radio station, where I used to work as well, I think, made some mistakes when they did some network talk programming. I think you got to be local. You got to talk to the local people.
Radio is the pulse of the area it comes from.
When I get my network show, I guess I'll have to change my tune. But I think it's very important.
I do a network show. Listen, and it works. You can do it as long as you sound, as long as you feel local. You cannot say the days of the blue chip network. That's over. People want to know what's happening in their backyard. At least feel that you're in your backyard, and it can be done.
Well, that's the thing about Cousin Brucie. I say talking now in the third person, even though you're sitting here, because we're talking about an entity. Cousin Brucie is so New York, has always been. You hear Cousin Brucie, you think, hey, I'm walking down Fifth Avenue, or I'm in Brooklyn, or I'm on Coney Island Avenue. You know, I mean, you think New York when they hear you.
And it's nice because I have people like listening all over the country that grew up with me, and they have that feeling, which is nice.
WNBC.
Yeah, can I speak to Cousin Brucie, please?
Go ahead.
Who am I talking to?
Yeah, cuz, this is Tony from Queens.
Hi, Tony.
I just want to say you bring back good memories. I remember when I was a kid riding around the car listening to you, you know, the family going to the beach, listening to you. That was when everybody just had an AM radio and you were the music, and, you know, like you said, you were a friend there, you know. Brought back good memories, AM radio.
Well, that's very nice. Well, radio should bring back good memories.
Remember AM radio? Remember that?
No, I'm saying, you know, before we went into all this talk radio, we used to have music, you know, on it, and it used to be feel-good music like Cousin does on CBS now.
All right, thank you very much.
That's the main thing. See, the word feel-good music, that's very important. Dan, take that as a lesson. Feel-good music, it's very important.
Well, he's a feel-good kind of guy, aren't you, Dan?
Sure is. Sure is.
Many people he's worked with have said
we have to go to news or anything?
Yes, we do. And
I'm going to say goodbye. I have to go and do a show.
I want to thank you very much for being here. I don't want you to leave, but I know you have to go across the street and to another radio station. I don't know which one it is.
CBS.
Prepare for
to another alphabet, right?
Yeah. Brucie, it's always good to see you. You can see Brucie in Dirty Dancing. You can see him on Shake, Rattle, and Roll PBS, Classic Rock and Roll Reunion on Showtime Cable, or you can buy his book, which will soon be a major motion picture. We can listen to him on the radio. Thank you very much. Nice to see you again.
Always beautiful to be here. Oh, Alan, that wasn't necessary.
6 o'clock. Man can actually have such lips, he can actually kiss. The lips go out, extend, and kiss himself on the cheek. It's unbelievable. 6 o'clock at WNBC.
This is News on the Hour from 66 WNBC, New York.
I'm Doug O'Brien. Here's what's happening at 6:01. The Newark City Council has passed what's believed to be the first ordinance in the nation requiring AIDS tests for convicted prostitutes as well as their pimps and customers. City Council President Henry Martinez says the ordinance is intended to stop prostitution, to discourage suburban residents from seeking prostitutes in the city, and to check the spread of AIDS. Mayor Sharp James says he will not sign it. Robert Chambers' lawyer says the guardian angels are harassing his client. He got the judge in the case to put on some extra security to make sure Chambers could get to court without incident. The Suffolk medical examiner says a muscle relaxant did kill one of the people who died at Good Samaritan Hospital, and the Suffolk DA says Robert Angelo administered the drug and he wants a murder indictment. A spokesman for Western Pennsylvania Water Company says the crisis is easing for residents of the Pittsburgh area as an 80-mile-long oil slick moves farther down the Ohio River. But the nightmare is just starting for residents of Ohio and West Virginia, where water intake valves have been closed to prevent contamination. The slick started on Saturday with an oil spill in the Monongahela River. The State Department defending the U.S. vote in the UN Security Council condemning Israel's deportation of 9 Palestinians. Spokesman Charles Redmond calls the first U.S. vote against Israel since 1982 a continuation of U.S. policy. President Reagan's new $1 trillion with a T dollar budget due out next month. The fiscal 1989 budget blueprint includes $16 billion in new taxes and a $7.5 billion increase in defense spending. Reagan administration sources say the United States plans to reduce its naval force in the Persian Gulf region by at least 4 warships. The sources say the reduction will be made by not replacing the battleship Iowa and the helicopter carrier Okinawa when their tour expires next month. Defense Secretary Carlucci is visiting U.S. forces in the Gulf and says no final decision has been made. WNBC News Time, 6:02.
Color Disc presents the Supreme Lady, Diana Ross. The Supreme Lady, 107 minutes of pure Diana. With the Supreme. On her own. 4 tops. Temptation.